When it comes to choosing a registered home care provider who can partner with you in correctly using that funding, the good news for many people across Australia is there's over 900 registered home care providers to choose from. But the problem is many people aren't aware of where to find these providers, how to access these providers, and also how to compare these providers when it comes to the fees that they charge and the types of services they deliver as well. So in this video, I'm going to step you through the solutions to all those problems. How to find these registered providers, how to check what fees they charge, and also how to check what types of services they provide so that you can make a well-informed decision on who to choose to manage your home care package. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, my name is Jim Moratis and I run an organisation called VillageLocal. We help older Australians and their family members navigate their way through the complexities of the aged care system. So if you're needing some easy to understand information about how the aged care system works and also some really easy to follow step-by-step guidance about how to access the support services that you or a family member need, then make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the future videos that we publish. Speak soon. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to take a look at how to find all the registered home care providers across the country, how to take a look at the fees that they charge, because the fees that they charge are all publicly listed, publicly available, and also how to take a look at what services these organisations specialise in. So hopefully when you combine all that information, you can find an organisation that is a really good fit for you. So first thing you do is you go to the My Aged Care website. So the address for the My Aged Care website is myagedcare.gov.au. I'll put the link in the description below. So you go to the My Aged Care website. This is it here. And you go up to this section here, find a provider. So you click on find a provider and you go search for a provider. So we'll go there. Okay, so you've got two options here. You can either search, if you know the name of a provider that you're looking for, or say looking for the contact details or something, then you can go to find a provider by name. But most people, what they're wanting to do is to find out all the organizations, all the home care providers that service their local area. So if that's your situation, what you want to do is you want to go to find a provider near me. Click that and click next. Right, I'm just going to move this over here. So the next thing you do is you type in your postcode or your suburb. I'm in Marrickville in Sydney, so I'm going to type in 2204 Marrickville. The next section you filled out is what type of care are you looking for? So I suggest that you specify the exact type of funding that you've received. So if you've only been approved for the Commonwealth Home Support Program, then you would select that. If you've been approved for a home care package, well then you would select a home care package. If you're looking for an aged care home, use that one. Or if you're looking for organisations in your area that can deliver short-term restorative care, if that's what you've been approved for, then you would select that one. Now, most people watching this video, it'll either be you're looking for a Commonwealth Home Support Program organisation in your area, or you're looking for a home care package organisation in your area. I'm going to select home care package because what the biggest question that most people have is who will get allocated a home care package is they don't realise the choice that they have when it comes to selecting a provider. I've never seen a home care package organisation knock back a client, because a home care package, an older person who's been funded with a home care package, that's an extremely financially rewarding opportunity for a home care organisation. So anytime somebody's got a home care package goes to an organisation, there's a very, very low chance they're going to knock you back saying, hey, we can't find any support workers for you. They will make, most organisations, most hard-working, reputable organisations will make the effort to find a support worker simply to bring you on as a client, okay? So that's the case. Those who have a home care package, you have the biggest opportunity here to get the most value for your money and also to exercise your consumer rights because you're going to have a lot of choice. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to select home care package as the people who are searching, type of funding people are approved for. Now this last section here is where you can actually also specify the specialty area that you're looking for in a home care organization. What I mean by that, well actually I've got to fill out this one part and specify what level home care package. I'm just going to say level 2. Hit done. Okay, as I was saying, this is the area you can actually specify if there's a specific type of specialty that you're looking for in a home care provider. You can list it here. So here are the types of specialties that different home care organizations put themselves down. A specialty in Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultural matters, or culturally and linguistically diverse populations, people live in remote areas, and so on, all right? For the purpose of this video, I'm going to leave that blank because I want to see all the results in the Marrickville area where I've specified. And there's this little section here as well, more options. You can also specify to only show organizations that are putting their hand up saying, hey, I've got availability, I'm willing to take people on. Again, I'm going to leave this blank for the purpose of seeing the full list. Okay. It's also important to remember the information that is in the My Aged Care website. My Aged Care relies on home care providers to update that information, okay, manually update it. So as you can appreciate, if an organization, if their situation is such that they're really, really busy, they don't have any support workers, well, they have to go to the website, this My Aged Care website, and say to the website, no longer taking on any more clients. And the flip side is, if they do that, then when they're ready to take on clients, they have to come back to the website to tell the website, we're really willing to take on clients now. Now that's work for an organization, and it certainly isn't live, okay? There might be days or weeks before they come back to the website to update. So you got to kind of take these little extra kind of features with a grain of salt, because they're probably outdated. And they're not 100% accurate, right? So I just sort of say, show me all the providers that do home care packages in the Marrickville area, right, or in your area, and get that full list, okay? So from that, you just hit search and let that load up, and scroll down here. It's a little bit misleading, right? You hit the update search button and you think that nothing's happened, but make sure you scroll below, because chances are the results have shown up, all right? So as you can see here, there's 111 results of organizations that have listed themselves as saying, we can service the Marrickville area. Now that's not to say that they're actually located in Marrickville. There are some organizations that say, we service every corner of the country. And then when you call them up and you say, hey, I need to, you might be in Kalgoorlie, and they've shown up. And when you call them and say, hey, I need some support in Kalgoorlie, they say, I'm sorry, we don't have any coverage in that area. So it's kind of a little bit hit and miss, but nonetheless, you've got the full list of home care organizations that have at least put their hand up to say that they service this area. So that's the first thing, right? Now, 111 people in my suburb, that's a lot of organizations. You certainly would not be calling all of them up. So in that case, you could actually go back and start specializing. Show me, for example, those that allow me to self-manage, or start putting in your kind of filter to shortlist, right? But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to sort of leave it as is. There's also a little bit of a search where we can alphabetically list it by name as well. But what I want to show you now is going into one of these records and taking a look at how the information is laid out so that you can see what their fees are and things like that. So let's just go to the first one on the list that's shown up. It's Eremia Home Care Package Provider. So if we go in there, and you'll notice that no matter what organization record that you go into, the information is kind of laid out in the same way so that you can know where to find sort of stuff, right? So it gives a bit of a summary of what their organization is all about, gives where they're actually physically located, some general information about how they deliver the various services, all right, what they specialize in. But what you want to know really is show me the costs, show me the fees that they charge, right? So let's go into costs. That's the next tab across. And this is where organizations must list accurately their pricing, okay? So if we scroll down here, we can have a look. It says, for your level 2 package, that's the package that I said I'm looking for, what this organization is going to charge is, in terms of management costs, they're going to charge $102 per fortnight for care management and $34.11 per fortnight for package management. Now, here's a little thing to remember. When it comes to care management and package management, I don't want you to get hung up on, oh, this organization's got a lower care management fee and this organization's got a higher package management fee. But then when I look at this organization, it's the other way around. Don't worry about that. The reason why is because there is so much confusion in the aged care market amongst providers at the moment that the prices for what is care management, what is package management, it's all over the place, okay? So when you go to compare pricing between different providers, what I highly suggest you do is simply just add up the care management cost and the package management cost together, right? And just say, what's the administration fee, the total administration fee, okay? So in this case, it'd be $102.06 plus $34.11. I'll do the math on that. $102.06 plus $34.11. That gives a total of $136.17 per fortnight. So for your situation, if you've got a level 2 home care package, you simply say Aramea charges $136.17 a fortnight in total administration. Okay, that's all you need to worry about. If you want to calculate that as a percentage, and I highly suggest you do, well, you work what that number is out over a year. So $136.17 a fortnight, if you times it by 26 fortnights, because there are 26 fortnights in a year, so times it by 26, that's a total of $3,540.42 per year. Now, a level 2 home care package is a bit over $16,000 a year. So I'm just going to say $16,000. So to work the total administration fee out as a percentage of a level 2 home care package, we simply divide that number by the 16,000. So divided by 16,000. So we're looking at Aramea's total administration fee as about 22%, 0.22. Okay. So now we know the cost of the administration fees that Aramea charge are 22%. Okay. I hope that's clear. The other thing you can do with this is you can take a look at the hourly rate they charge for their support workers, okay? So if you scroll down a little bit further, it says, well, for a normal personal care support worker, or even a household cleaning support worker, their going rate per hour is $64 per hour within standard business hours, okay? They charge $75 per hour for gardening, and some respite, $64 as well. If you choose outside standard hours or Saturday or weekend public holidays, well, then there's the fees associated with that as well. So no matter what organization you start comparing to, this page here, this costs page, is going to always be laid out in the same way. All right. There are some other tabs that you can explore around, are they adhering to aged care standards? Have they got any marks against their name? It's going to be out of scope for this video. This is really about how to find organizations in your local area and how to check their price, and also to see what specialties they have as well. Now I want to show you one more feature that the My Aged Care website has, and that's the ability to compare providers side by side, okay? Now, the functionality on the website is a little bit clunky to do it, but I'm going to sort of fumble my way through it as well. I've done it a few times. It's not intuitive, so just kind of forgive me a little bit if I'm kind of fumbling my way through it, but I'll step through it, okay? So down here somewhere, there's somewhere where you can go where you can hit the compare provider button. I think it was up here actually. Compare, there it is. So you hit the compare button, right? Now what's happened is this organization has been added to this comparison area of the website, okay? So the second thing you can do now that that's in the comparison area, you can go and find another organization now, go to that organization's page and hit the compare button for that organization. And then you can go to the My Aged Care comparison area and those organizations will be side by side. Let me show you what I mean if that was a little bit confusing. So let's go and find another organization, right? So I'll go back here, back to results. And let's go down, so Eremia was the first one on the list. Let's go to the second one on the list and go senior helpers, for example. So we'll go to that one. And here it is here. Here are the costs, as I said before. They're all laid out here. Do you remember what I meant? How like the skew between package management and care management is always different? It's a prime example, right? So let's go to compare. Let's add this one to the comparison area as well. So I'll hit the compare button, right? And it says providers being added to compare. Now, to actually see those organizations side by side, you go back up here, find a provider, and it will say compare providers. Now, if you've just added two organizations to compare, then it'll say two. I must have added a previous one, that's why it says three. But go to that section there, and let's just have a look what happens. Compare home care packages. You've chosen to compare 3 providers. Okay, so here's another organization I might have been playing around with earlier. So I'm just going to take that one off for a second. So here are the 2 organizations that we're comparing: Eremia Home Care Package Provider and Senior Helpers. So let's take a look. So here they are side by side, all right? So here's the details that we're comparing. We scroll down. Here's the quality. And we can see here current and past notices of non-compliance. So it looks like Eremia has had an issue of no compliance, a compliance issue. So you can click on that if you want the details of that. Home care package support, they both offer the same levels of support. So showing results for a home care package level 1, let's make that a level 2 because that's what more people have, level 2s than level 1s. And here's where we can start actually comparing the costs side by side. So this is actually quite a convenient thing to do and lay it out like this, right? So it's saying that both organizations do not charge the basic daily fee, which is it's a good thing, good value. Care management, fully managed by the provider. So we can see here that I think Eremia is the one on the left. Yep. So Eremia, they charge $102 for their care management. Okay, and senior helpers charge $170, and it's saying it's 70% more. Okay, but then on the flip side, well, actually, further to the point, package management, Eremia charge $34, and senior helpers charge $50. Staff travel costs, Eremia charges more in travel than senior helpers. Show other costs. Separate costs when you want to receive services from a different provider. So what that's saying is if you want to have your package assigned to this organization, but you want to use services from a different organization, this is known as third-party services, is there any additional cost for doing that? Well, Eremia is saying yes, we do charge extra if you want to use services from workers from a different company. Senior helpers saying no. If you want to use different workers, then and hand their invoices into us, we'll pay it with no additional fee on top. Okay, and it's saying no exit amounts. That's going to be zero for everyone these days because you're not allowed to charge exit amounts anymore. And personal care. So here's the hourly rates that they charge for the different services. So personal care per hour. We can see senior helpers a little bit cheaper. Nursing. It's a lot cheaper, senior helpers, than Eremia, and it goes on. Okay. So I hope you're finding that useful, right? You can start comparing different providers. You can also do some research, and you can share this research. So say you might be doing some research for a friend, okay? And you start comparing different providers for a friend because your friend doesn't have the internet or doesn't have the ability to do this themselves. Well, then you can do it for them, and then click this share button, and you can email them the results, or you can copy the results. So what it does is it copies the web address. So if you were to message it to them or something, you just can kind of go to a web address and you paste it there, and it'll take you to the exact comparison that you just structured. So you see here it showed up straight away. So it's a little bit convenient like that. But yeah, so it's as simple as that. I want to say simple. It's a little bit clunky, but as you can see here, every single registered home care provider in this country is listed on the My Aged Care website, and their prices are listed as well. So even if you're somebody that's receiving a package and never explored switching providers, but you're just curious to see whether your current provider is actually giving you value for money compared to what other providers in the area are offering, then get on the My Aged Care website and take a look. And I even say this to people who have no intention of switching providers. Go and have a look to see whether your provider is offering you value for money. And then just, if you're finding that there are other organizations that are significantly cheaper, just call your provider up and say, hey, look, I really enjoy getting the support services that your organization provides me, but I've become aware that the cost of services that you're providing versus others is much higher. And just say, I'm really wanting to maximize the value for my package, from my home care package. Is there any way that you could bring your prices more in line with what the industry average is for the local area? And I've seen happen all the time. Organizations drop their price. So the worst thing that can happen is the organization says no. No skin off your nose, right? But a lot of times organizations do drop their prices. Everything's negotiable. These are all service organizations, okay? They are not government organizations. They are private businesses. And more often than not, they will accommodate your requests. So I'm interested to know if you do ask and you get a positive result, then drop it in the comments. Inspire others to also take action. I'm going to leave it at that. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments section. I'd be more than happy to answer them. But I hope you found this useful, and all the very best. Take care. Bye.